All right, guys, a little bit different of a video here, but I figured I would make a separate video for making this. So right now I'm in the process of building and installing all the lighting and wiring on this trailer. I don't know when this video will come out in comparison to this, so this might already be finished, but basically redoing all the wiring on the trailer. And when you're doing all this type of stuff, you have to constantly check to make sure that your connections are good, your ground is good. The only way to do that really is to just bring the truck over, hook this up to the truck, and test for good connections and all that. I mean, you could get a little jumper cable and a battery and try to poke at some of the terminals in there to test your lighting out, but overall, like, it's kind of a pain in the ass, especially my situation. You got to open up the gate and bring the truck over, so it's a lot of extra work that could be made a little bit easier. So I decided I'm going to basically make a little portable trailer light tester kit. I know they have some of these out there online already. I haven't been able to actually find one that you can buy pre-made, but I've seen a bunch of people that try to make their own, so I figured we would make our own as well. Basically, overview of what it is: I got a ammo box from Harbor Freight and a couple things off of Amazon, and all I really need is just some connectors and we should be good to go. So the overview of what we're trying to do: I'm going to basically install the female connection, which would be like your connection on your truck, in the front side. It'd be right about there in the front of this ammo box. And then on the inside of it, we're going to set up all the wiring and everything to have this run off of a rigid battery, since I have a whole bunch of them. But basically all you'll need is to connect the battery to this, and then you'll have a couple switches. One will be your main power, and then one lead will run to every function of your 7-pin. So one will be for your left turn signal, right turn signal, running light, brake light, reverse light, electric brakes, and then your 12-volt auxiliary, just so that way you have power to all of them. So if your trailer runs with a 7-pin, you'll be able to test every function on it. Now obviously not every trailer runs with a 7-pin. Some run with a 4 and a 5-pin. 4-pin being your basic like utility trailer, your landscaping trailer. 5-pin, the 5th pin on this one is for electric tag out or electric lockout for trailers with electronic braking on it. Not very common, but some have it. So to make that a little simpler, I just got a 7 to 4 and 5 adapter, so that way I can just set this up for a 7-pin, leave this with it, and if I ever have to test anything smaller, I'll have the adapter and I can run it that way. This is going to be so much easier. That way, you know, if I have to go work on a trailer, I have to go check something, and it's in the back of the yard, before I go digging it out, getting the car back to it, I could literally slap a battery in this box, clip it shut, bring it over to the trailer. It'll have the plug in the front. I can literally just plug the trailer in, flick the switches, and test out all the lighting on it, just to see if everything works. So I think this is going to be super effective. I'm always working on different types of trailers. Clearly we got this one we're in the process of fixing up. Working on getting my enclosed trailer ready to rent out. So it would be really nice to easily check all the lighting on this trailer before I have somebody come and pick it up. That's going to be renting it for a little bit. Trailer lights on this jet ski trailer need to be completely redone. Boat trailer, I actually have the boat up for sale right now. So it'll be nice to just be able to double check some of that stuff prior to having somebody actually coming to pick it up. So definitely going to get a lot of use out of this product. And who knows, maybe I can start making these and selling them, or see if people are interested in them and kind of go from there. But I'm going to go through and basically wire everything up. I'll give you basic diagram of it. It's literally just going to be power from the 12-volt battery to your main on-off switch, and then I'm just going to jump power to every other terminal, and every other terminal for the power out will be another function on the trailer. So we'll get some holes drilled. We'll put all these toggle switches on the side. I have a little label maker. We'll go ahead and print some labels, that way each one's clearly marked out so you know which button's for which, and then we'll test it out. All right, and just like that, it is all finished. Some of that was hard to obviously get video of. That's why we just set the tripod up instead of getting the camera in here with us. But overall, everything is wired up. So you got your 7-pin plug right on the front. And then on the inside here, I basically have your power leads coming off of this battery adapter. I went with rigid since we have rigid for everything, but you could literally put any model on here that you want. Your main power goes to this main power switch that's on the left side. Once you flick that on, it then jumps power and sends power to the 6 other switches on the other side, which one of them is for each individual function that the 7-pin has. Same thing with the ground. The ground is just jumped between all of them. That way they're all grounded out. So all you have to do is slip on your battery. That is on. Now when you flick your power switch on, everything's lit up. And now you have power to each one of these functions that would basically represent a different function of your truck sending power to your trailer. So that we can go through and test all of them. Looking back at it, if I made another one, I probably would put all of these switches down on the bottom. That way you'd have the entire top to store stuff in here. It's a little tight when you go to put the battery in here. It would have been a little bit nicer if there was some more space in there. And then I plan to keep that adapter in there as well, but you still have enough room. It still shuts and latches just fine. But now when you go to test a trailer, that's all you need. You don't need to go get the truck and move stuff around and go from there. You can just literally bring just this one little pack with you and everything's good to go. But let's go test this out and make sure that everything works on here. All right, so we're gonna test this out on the enclosed trailer. This is a perfect example, right? I wanna get this thing rented out to people. So if I have somebody that's coming to pick the trailer up and I wanna make sure that everything's good to go before they get here, instead of me having to rush over here and bring the truck and test everything out, I can literally just bring this box now. This is gonna be kind of hard to do one-handed, but plug your trailer into the box. Now set the box up, turn your power on. So now you should be sending power over here to these switches. And now you just choose which lights you want to test. So we can test all the running lights. And you can see that all of our running lights work with the flick of the switch. We can test left turn signal. Now it's not going to flash like a blinker will, but at least it'll send power and illuminate the light. Right turn signal. There's running lights again. Brake lights, this should automatically engage your electric brakes if you have them. You're not going to really hear that. You'd have to be spinning the wheel, but that'll be good to test on the new trailer we're building since that has all brakes on it. So we'll be able to spin the wheels, make sure that that's working. So you just flick that and it should lock them up. Reverse lights, the enclosed trailer has them. Not all trailers do, but on a 7-pin you do have wiring for it, so that's good. And then 12-volt constant. This trailer doesn't actually have that ran to it, but if you did, if you're powering like a winch or something, it'll basically send 12 volts straight back to that, so you can test that out that way too. But overall, I mean, this is pretty sick. Now he can literally go around and just test everything, which is great. Don't have to move stuff and bring the truck out, and makes things so much easier. And you're using your batteries that you already have. If you're a Milwaukee guy, get yourself a Milwaukee one. If you use Ryobi, whatever it is, get what suits you and what you use, and go from there. I think in total this cost me maybe 60 bucks. I think it was like 50 bucks on Amazon to get all the connectors and stuff, and then I think it was like $8 for the actual case itself, and then some connectors and stuff, which we already have, so I won't really count that. I made an absolute mess, but I've wanted one of these for a while, so I'm glad we finally made that, and now I can start using it. Probably going to start working on some more trailers here in the future, so it'll be nice to have this to help test some stuff out and make sure everything's good. And didn't even use any of the battery. But yeah, it's going to be a big help going through and getting this all wrapped up, as we're literally at the point now in this project where we're going through and getting ready to rewire everything. I got a whole new panel on here. And then new leads, literally everything's brand new on this, so we'll have to go through. I want to make sure all the grounds are good. So it'll be a nice, easy way to test it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments if you guys like stuff like that. And we'll go from there. But hope you guys are enjoying it. Stay tuned for the next video.